Wow. Our next guest is a literary seasoned pro. She's written several books, and we hope to talk a bit about all of them tonight. We'll get a little bit of everything in. But mostly, we'll dive deep into the process of creating masterpieces. Please welcome to our show, Miss Trice Hickman in the building. Welcome to the show, Trice.
Hi, how are you?
I am fantastic. You know, you have such a lovely karma. And, you know, just talking to you, you ease me a bit.
Oh, well, thank you so much for those kind words, and thank you so much for having me on the show. I'm really honored.
Well, it is a pleasure. And, you know, I see your name everywhere. If I go in a bookstore, undoubtedly I'm going to see Trice Hickman somewhere. So whatever you're doing, we want to know it, and we're going to. I hope you don't mind. I said tonight, okay, I've got her on the show. I could ask the contemporary questions, or I can go about it a different way. So I'm going to do this a little different. I'm going to ask a lot of questions regarding your process to talk about your book. So we'll come at it from the inside out, if that's okay.
Oh, that's fine. That sounds great. And before we begin, I would like to take just a moment to say a special hello to Christopher Clark and Angela Williams. They're my Facebook friends who just let me know that they're tuned into the show, and so I just wanted to say thanks to them for tuning in tonight and supporting me. So thank you.
Oh, no worries. I'm sure they are tuned in, and maybe they might have a question or two for you, Trice. We never know. And by the way, if you do have a question, you'd like to speak with Trice Hickman, all you have to do is dial the number 917-932-1078. Hit the number 1 button, and I will see your hand raised. All right, where do we start? Here's a question. When you're not writing, what are you doing, Trice?
That's a good question. You know, my life has been, for the past couple of years since I published my first book, been so consumed with publishing. And when I'm not actually writing, I'm still doing something industry related. So I'm promoting, I'm marketing, I'm networking. I might be writing an article as opposed to, you know, writing a fiction story. So a lot of my time is spent working, because it's just an enormous amount of. It's more than a notion. I think when people don't realize how much is involved in becoming a writer, being an author in the literary world. So a lot of what I do always goes back to writing. But in my spare time, I like to cook and bake.
the little spare time that you have, you cook and I love it. You know, it's funny you said that, because it's so true. Once you pick up the pen, it's literally impossible to put it down, isn't it?
It is. It really, really is. And it's, you know, it is, I applaud authors who work a 9 to 5 during the day and then come home and write at night. Because as Ronald was saying, Mr. White, earlier, he was saying that he said something very important when you asked him about writing. And he said that writing requires discipline. And it really does. It's something that you have to be disciplined to do, whether you are actually writing new material or you're going over material that's already been written, because a lot of writing is rewriting. And so it is a never-ending process, and it's something that you really have to be dedicated to.
You know, I like you use the word dedication, because writing, you know, I see so many people, I want to write a book, and they just don't really understand what it takes to get, as Mr. White said, to that elusive end of the book. I had to literally leave Atlanta and go to Savannah to write my last chapter. I just couldn't get it out of me to save my life. And finally, I said, look, just we're going for a weekend, and I'm going to lock. You can go wherever you want, but I'm going to lock myself in a hotel room with no TV. and finally, I got it out, but it is a lot of discipline involved in it.
Oh, absolutely. I have some really good friends who, during the process of their writing, they go away as well, because it does require hours of uninterrupted time. And again, that dedication and discipline to doing it. And every writer has a different style, but you just have to find what really works for you. And it was good that you knew that, hey, I need to get out of this environment and go to and do something different in order to push through to the end. So you found what it took for you, and I think that's the key for every writer, is just to find what that thing is for you that will propel you on your way.